Hello and good evening everyone, and welcome to another Magic Build Stream. I'm your host Merlin, and if it's your first time here, thank you for joining in. This channel is all about building keyboards from the hardware to the software end, and tonight I am building a board that I received probably many weeks ago at this point, but just haven't accumulated all the parts to build it. So tonight I'll be building the Sirius prototype. Just wanted to show you guys. Boom, this guy right here. Oops, looks like my colorings are a little off, especially with the full white keyboard. Oh man, yeah. If you've never heard of the Sirius before, this is a board from Project Keyboard, run by a fellow named 159. You might have seen him in the Seattle meetup video that I just recently posted. And if you look in chat, you'll see that he's actually the highest tipper for this time period. So thank you very much to 159. He's been a great supporter of the show. I built his Unicorn 60 right before the meetup, actually. And now I'm building another one of these boards. This time I get to keep it. For this board, I will be building it with the Zeal 60. One of my favorite PCBs. So the other board that I have a Zeal 60 in is actually my TX60. And I think this is a board, even as a prototype, I think this is well worth high-end PCBs such as the Zeal 60. And I'm actually gonna have you guys vote for me as to what switches I use. So maybe I'll put up like a straw poll or so. First one is the Holy Jesus Christos switches. Basically, these are, you know, it's your typical Holy Panda except with the Jesus switches and like a halo stem. And I lubed it with MCG 129 and effectively making it Holy Jesus Christo. The other one is not as fancifully named. I just built these a few weeks ago, courtesy of Mr. Petrov. Basically, it's a Gateron yellow stem in a cream housing with Telio springs, lubed with, what did I lube this with? 3204, actually. No, I did not lube these with 3204. I lubed these with the Project Keyboards lube, Christos 205G0. That's what it is. So one's linear and one's tactile. Both switches that I really want to try on my board. So basically, that's what we'll be doing tonight. But yeah, I think this will be good. I originally did not want to put an RGB enabled board in, but I figured, you know, I'm never gonna like this is a board that I'd been holding on to for something like super premium, and I'm like, I'm just gonna keep waiting, just like a lot of my builds, like 3 years later I'm still not done. I'm like, why don't I just pick my favorite board right now, which is this guy, and put it in. I have a desoldering gun. I am very well versed in desoldering. If I decide I don't like it, I can always just desolder. And oh my, there's a few people chatting. 159, thanks for joining in. Kasi Fanatuti, very much want probably the most exciting board this year. Oh, that is very high praise, and I guess I will find out if that is true once I build this. I actually got to play with 159's Sirius during the Seattle meetup. It had Shoko on it, and it felt really good. But as much as you can appreciate people's boards during like a meetup or like, you know, just like your typical show and tell session, like it's a completely different feeling when it's your very own board and you can bring it around. Talisman, thanks for joining in. You're just here for all the free stuff. I shipped your package out this morning, actually. Like that other guy, Teha. Oh, is he still doing his stream? Is he still doing his subathon? I checked in like at 10 a.m., then at 3 p.m., and if he's still going, wow, I gotta give kudos to that guy. Anyone got any suggestions for stuff to buy on Amazon? Permatex lube, I guess, for your stabilizers? I don't know. But anyway, while I'm chatting away, I'm going to do a straw poll. Let's see, let me figure out how to do that really quick. I think it's just poll. Let's try this. Poll, what switches do I use? Holy Jesus Christo or buttercreams? I should put a description in that really quick. Okay, let's see if I did this correctly. Boom. Woo! Invalid parameter, okay. Let's take a look at how polls in Nightbot are done. What's up, Fun Spoiler? Thanks for joining in. Okay. Let's try this again. What switches to use? Holy Jesus or buttercreams? Hopefully that works this time, guys. Oh, I have to add new. That's the thing. Okay. I messed up my syntax. Let's try that again. Boom. Yay, it worked this time. All right, guys. You guys want to go up to the straw poll that I created right there? Basically, buttercreams, which are Gateron yellows in cream housings and Telio springs, lubed with 205 G0, or Holy Jesus Christos, which are a halo stem in a Jesus housing lubed with MCG 129. Holy Jesus Christo. So please fill out that poll and I'll keep an eye on it to see what's happening. Let's look at the results. Oh boy, buttercreams are currently winning. 6 votes versus 1 with the Holy Jesus Christo. I'll give that a few more. So it's going into this, the Sirius prototype. Completely palm-made board. I learned on Top Clack on Friday that 159 lives in a house made of palm, and he just shaves the walls to grab all of the palm for these, so, you know. And that's Holy Jesus Christo. Basically your typical Holy Panda, but with Jesus housings and MCG 129, or buttercreams, which are Gateron yellows in cream housings. Buttercreams are what happens when you get a mason jar of whipping cream and Gat yellows. Oh man. Okay. Let's play some music. Oops. There we go. Let's see, how is that poll doing? Oh my. Oh my. Okay, Buttercreams is still winning. Give it another minute. Here's that link again. Oh, so last night while I was watching Top Clack, I'm like, you know, I like watching Top Clack, but I also don't want to just be watching it, you know, like I've got keyboard projects that I need to finish. So one keyboard project that I finally finished is this guy right here. Let me unplug him. It's an old project of mine right here. It's running JTK white on black right now. It's got the, basically I think this is the Taobao case. It's got a stainless steel weight on the back here. One of the oldest cases that I've ever owned. Specs on it are, it uses vintage blacks that I have hand selected since 2015. I've put 62G sprit springs in them and lubed them with 3204 actually. Lightly lubed them with 3204. Got a stainless steel powder coated plate. And the thing I did different, and which I finally encouraged myself to do, is I bought MK Ultra Foam that I put between the plate and the PCB, and MK Ultra Foam at the bottom of the case as well. So it resulted in a very solid feeling board. I was quite surprised. And I used a Waldo PCB on this. I was a little bit worried about my Waldo PCB because 159 had told me that it was shipped to him incorrectly. Like it was just shipped in bubble wrap and the bubble was touching all of the diodes. So he was really hesitant about that. I checked mine and it, so far so good. Do a quick typing test. Quick typing test. Let's see. Let's do... Let's do the usual. 10 fast fingers. Fast fingers. Let's see how well I type on this and how fast. Put that away. There we go. Hear what the foam sounds like on a vintage blackboard. "131 words per minute, 93.97% accuracy, 126 correct words and 7 wrong words. Not bad, not bad. Like it, vintage blacks with 62G springs. I think that's one of the classic formulas for vintage blacks. So yeah. Here, let me turn off the music so you guys can hear it better. Let's do another test. Let me check on that straw poll. Okay, Buttercream still winning. Looks like I'll be building with buttercreams. Let's try this again. Stretch a bit. Here goes. Ah. 133, yeah, 93% accuracy. Basically, that's like the same as what I did earlier, roughly. All right. Okay, one last check. Yep, looks like it's buttercreams for the win tonight, folks. Here goes. All right. But before I build, I have a special announcement to make. Well, Talisman, you are more than welcome to donate those 35K of bits back into, you know, this channel. But yeah, here we go, folks. I would like to formally make the announcement on stream that GMK Merlin is going into group buy this coming Thursday, August 8th on kono.store. So get your wallets ready and buy this set. Yeah, I know it's been a long while. If you've been following along from the beginning, you know that I first proposed this set to the community back in 2018, and I've just had delays left and right on my end, on vendors' ends, on novelty people's ends, like delays all around, and it's finally coming on Thursday. I know I'm competing with other, like I think there's 10 total GMK sets running this month, but I know, I think that's just the way this hobby is gonna be from here on out, you know? So if this set appeals to you, if you like the yellow from Nautilus, if you like Triumph Adler, you like putting them together, this is the set for you. Oh, and this is the first set that will be running with the QMK novelty. So if that floats your boat, please buy this set. Please buy this set. A disclaimer though, the set that I am buying this month, like for that I'm spending my own money on, that I really want, is actually 8008 on a Dixie mech. So that is the set that I want to buy, but I would like you guys to buy this set. Okay. Oops, all this coding, that is not what we're doing today. Today we are building the Sirius with a Zeal 60 PCB. QMK novelty is very hot. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Ooh. GMK Merlin, just following up on chat here. You prefer uni profile. I'm assuming it's uniform profile, so it's cheaper for the layouts. Yeah, that's true. For the longest while, I was a uniform profile user as well. Like, I still am. DSA is one of my favorite profiles, actually. Alright, so this Zeal 60 PCB, let's just make sure that it works first, you know? There's nothing worse than... Ooh, nice and bright. I guess one could say that it works. Okay, I'm just gonna test each key, make sure things are good. Actually, let's pull up that keyboard tester really quick. Let's pull up that keyboard tester. Oh man, it's so bright. All these keys lighting up. Okay. So far so good. Yeah guys, if you've never built a keyboard before, definitely make sure it works first before you go about building it. Otherwise you'll be sorry. There's nothing worse than like soldering for an hour or two, realizing that your keyboard doesn't work, being like, well crap, I'm gonna have to desolder everything. And if you don't know how to desolder, or you are not comfortable doing it, then you're even more screwed. So please, please, please check your PCBs beforehand. Let me just play some music again. Wait, I'm not pregnant, no. Everything seems good so far. Right Windows isn't triggering. Neither is right menu. How about right control? Right control's triggering. Okay. Perhaps those keys are just not flashed properly. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. So the last time I built a Zeal 60, I needed to do some extra soldering to make everything work out. So I'm just gonna go to Zeal PC. Oh, great. Go to Zeal PC and read what those instructions are. Zeal 60. Give me instructions on the Rev4 Zeal 60 PCB. Congratulations on purchasing a Zeal 60. There are a few small jumper pads next to their corresponding that need to be bridged. For example, if going for the standard poker style, please bridge J0. Okay. Ooh, okay. So I have to do JB4. Bridging JB4. Okay. So while I think this is a really cool idea for PCB designers to do, you know, just to have their board support multiple layouts, at the same time, I think it's super annoying. You need to find JB4. was just solder these portions. Doesn't take very much if I remember correctly. JB4, basically just put the solder over it and melt it. There we go. Wasn't too bad. And of course, I totally happened to just bridge the wrong one. Oh my word. Okay. How can I properly remove that? There, let's do this. Actually, hold on, let's see. I'm really curious, because earlier, even without bridging, I was able to get regular backspace to work. So what happens now? What happens now? Yeah, regular backspace still works. That's odd. Okay, regular backspace still works, guys. Okay, maybe I don't need to worry too much about that. I hope. Okay, let's go back to the instructions. Next one is JB14. JB14, you want to do JB14 if it's the pipe symbol or HHKB backspace. JB14A if you want ISO enter. I do not want ISO enter, so this time I will not screw it up. Go. JB14. The next one is JD5. JD5. JD5 for ANSI enter. Just what I want. And then JD7 for long 2.7 right shift. What does this support? This supports the short right shift. Okay. So I want JD7A. JD7A short 1.75 right shift. Perfect. Fix it up. Didn't quite bridge. And I ended up just putting solder on the pads. Let's actually try and bridge it. There we go. Bridged. Okay. Next up, JC0 for 6.25U. Okay, that's what I want. JC0. Okay. What? You have to bridge pads for the stabilizer as well? That's weird. JC6 for the 6.25U stabilizer. JC6, where are you? Oh, I see you. I wonder. Okay, JC6. And last but not the least, JC16 for the short 1.25 ISO left shift, or JC16A for ANSI. I will definitely choose JC16A. Okay, those are all bridged. And I guess the backspace one didn't really matter in the end, but I will check it just to be absolutely sure. Okay. Backspace. Backspace triggers. Left shift triggers. Enter key triggers. What else? Oh, pipe symbol. Pipe symbol triggers. Right shift, do you trigger? Yes, right shift triggers. Okay. Those two keys here still kind of perplex me. So, let's just be absolutely sure. Open up via borrow USB-C cable here via configurator. Connect a compatible keyboard to begin. Boop. And there we go, the Zeal 60 triggers right there. Okay, okay. That's why I wasn't seeing anything. One was FN1 and the other one was FN2. Okay, makes sense, makes sense. Makes sense, okay, perfect. We can start building, folks. We can start building, but first, I need to extract the plate. I need to extract the plate from the Sirius. Yeah, I know, it's super bright. But hopefully once it's in a Sirius, it won't be so bright anymore. So my Sirius doesn't have the internal weight that some people do. This will be lighter and will also sound differently once I built it. I believe the Siriuses, or the Sirii, I guess, plural for many Sirius, all had weights at the Seattle meetup. $159, if you're still on, can you confirm that the plural for many Siriuses is Sirii? It's a little less serious without the weight. Oh my gosh, I don't know anymore. Talisman, I appreciate that pun. It's not as serious without the weight. It's Seropods. Or whatever you decide to call it. I will support you. Oops, there we go. They all came out. All the screws. All right. So guys, it's a top mounted board. Bottom plate right there. That's where the weight goes. So if you look at the production units, I believe the shape is different, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Stupid Sloth, thanks for joining in. What board am I using? Well, I'm building a Sirius right now, but what I'm typing on is something I just built last night. It's a vintage black with a Waldo Pcb stainless steel plate. And that just reminds me, I need to update my build command. Tonight we are building the Sirius prototype with what did I call these? Buttercreams. Yeah, yellow stem and a cream housing. There we go. Exclamation point build should give you details. Boom! There we go. It all seems to work. Okay. Next we'll take out these screws. Oh, these are tight. Oh man. The Mirari says, butter! Forest bug. You've never seen anyone do this. Very interesting. They never had this at Radio Shack when I was working. Yeah, first of all, thanks for joining the stream. Secondly, I think, well, keyboards are a relatively new aspect to electronics, I think. I've only been in the hobby since 2013-ish, but I know it's been around since about 2008, I think. Holy crap. There we go. But it's only within the last 2 years, I think, that this hobby has really taken off. Like, I don't know, we within the last 2 years we have a sudden influx of new vendors, but before that it was mainly just like one-man operations. Like it still mostly is, but the quality of vendors has improved significantly in my opinion. Like before it was really like the only quote-unquote reputable, quote-unquote reliable vendor was Mass Drop. But now we have people like Dixie Mac, Novel Keys, Canon Keys, Project Keyboards, a whole bunch of people really. Man. Okay. These guys are really screwed in really tight. Why so tight? Why so tight? They're also all hot. This is what Mirari said. A steam pump copper build. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've seen one. Wow. Let's start somewhere else here. When will I be continuing with the port of the DP60? Oh man, yeah, I've worked on it on my own time. I've gotten far. I've gotten the switch matrix to work, but I haven't gotten the RGB matrix to work yet. if there's time, I actually want to build that board next week. We'll see. We'll see if I actually do, but that's also dependent on if I'm able to finish the port. So many screws. Whew. Got them all out. Come out. Such a bendy plate. Bendy plate. Did you have to use a JTAG reader to put QMK on it, or did you not have, or did it not have firmware, or at least locked one in? Oh, it already had a bootloader on it, so I didn't really have to do very much. That's such a flexible plate, guys. It's crazy. Probably the most flexible plate that I have right now. Better be careful not to crack it. Okay. First things first. We have to put in stabs. If I can find stabs that I was using last night. Where are you, stabs? Oh, actually. Hey, 159. Has anyone tried putting foam on your boards yet? I bought some foam from MK Ultra. I'm thoroughly impressed by their dampening, but I am not at all impressed by how difficult it is to put together. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna do a quick test before I put in stabilizers. You said not that you know of. Okay. Let's give this a shot. I'm just gonna put in a switch and see if I can actually get it to sit flush. Because last night when I was building this guy right here, I could not get any of my switches to sit flush. It was incredibly infuriating. Like, I got it to sit flush with the plate, but not with the PCB. So I was quite infuriated by that. Okay, let's see. Yep. Oh, interesting. I think I can actually do it with this. Is it compressing enough? I think it is, guys. Alright, 159. I think this is going to be the first Sirius that will have a foam in it. Alright, looks like I'm gonna have to push it a lot to get it to solder in properly. Alright, we'll do it. Someone's saying, you're trying to figure out the process to port the Cooler Master Keys Pro S RGB, Magic Force 68, and GK61 to QMK. Palm plate is already OP. That would get hot fast, would it not foam? What? Okay. Onwards to find my missing stabilizers. Stabilizers. Where did I put you? There we go. Stabilizers. Let me lube a bit first. Forest Bug, can you clean up your question a bit there? That would get hot fast, would it not foam? You feel like the Sirius with foam is going to be the perfect bedtime static noise. Okay, well, we'll see, we'll see. I've 159, I'm going to make the first foamed Sirius on stream. It looks like it's doable. Okay, I need one for my left shift, my enter, space, and backspace. Oh, yep. There we go. 159 with his eyeballs. I really hope it turns out well. Because it didn't too well on this one, but maybe this foam is thinner. Maybe the palm plate, due to its flexible nature, makes it easier. Who knows? Who knows? You're hand soldering SMDs to PCB right now. Ooh. Ooh. What PCBs are those? Can you reveal on stream? You're watching but won't be able to reply. Okay, okay, sure. I'll let you keep all of your secrets. PCB for Kepler 65. Oh yeah. I forgot that was coming soon. Very nice, very nice. All right. Get to do the most fun part. The most fun part for me of doing stabilizers is snipping. Snipping all the extra legs. Why do I find it fun? I don't know. It's just cathartic, I think, in my experience. It's like cutting your nails or something. Skizu says, Teha Subathon. Oh, still going on? Kudos again to Mr. Nathan Kim. I really hope he will go full-time soon. I think it would be great for our community. Just to have someone, you know, someone make it big like that. Get more people in. Get some fresh faces. Earlier on stream, I mentioned that we have 10 GMK group buys, I believe. Including GMK Merlin coming out this Thursday, once again. And I think, you know, the bigger our community grows, I think having 10 GMK sets a month is going to be very doable. So I welcome all the new people. More people equals more sets that meet MOQ, and you just never know. Maybe out of the new people who come in, there could be another 159, there could be another UPOS, there could be another Dixie Mac. There's tons of talent out there, and maybe they're like not into keyboards yet. Maybe they're into, I don't know, Magic the Gathering or something. Ifo Hancock says, do you think it's a problem if the stabs are over clipped, as in all legs being clipped, not just the angled ones? Well, that's the thing. You want it, if you clip all of them, what's gonna happen is they're just gonna fall out. You know, like they're called stabilizers for a reason. those extra legs that I didn't clip, I believe they further stabilize your key, especially when you're putting the wire in. Maybe they're just into haptic feedback. or that. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I'm in the process of reviewing the Hadron Rev 3. It should show up on my channel sometime soon. And one of its main features, in addition to audio clicky and being hot swappable and being ortholinear and having an OLED screen, is that it's got haptic feedback. Like when I say haptic feedback, it's like when you're typing on your phone, right? As you type on it, it vibrates. But basically that's what the keyboard does. As you type, it vibrates. So you could have linear switches and it would provide you that haptic feedback. So what I did, some of you may know I am a collaborator on QMK. My official title is Community Ambassador. I know how to code, and a large part of my professional career has been in firmware development. So I was like, what other features can I put on this board? And if it's in reaching distance, I'm going to pull it out. Aha! I'm gonna show it off on stream really quick. Here it is. You went a bit trigger happy with the clipping. Ah, it's alright, man. Alright. So that's the Hadron V3. Let me just type on something really quick. So as you type on it, it vibrates. This is the haptic feedback, and it beeps as well. Oh, let me turn off the music so you guys can hear it. Right. Here. So I'm like, okay, well, what if you just want it to have continuous haptic feedback? So I programmed it to have continuous haptic feedback. So now the haptic feedback is just continuous. You can feel it if you put your hand on it, but you can't really notice it too much. But what if you want the haptic feedback to be even stronger? You can do this. I'm not sure, maybe you guys can hear it. So over a certain period of time, it just shakes too much that things just start to vibrate too much. Let's lower it. Let's lower it back down. So just a little something I did. Alright, let's get back to building this board. Barbershop vibes, yes. Okay. Got it all clipped. All clipped. Let's do some lube now. So because Project Keyboards has gifted me with such an abundance of 205G0, I will actually lube part of the stabs with 205G0. Is the board available for sale? Yes, it is. Well, I think the group buy just ended, but assuming all group buyers don't have issues, you can go to ishtob.net. You can go to ishtob.net and pick up some of them. So I've said it a few times on stream, but once he starts selling them, or as soon as he notifies me that he's selling them, I am going to do a giveaway of a Hadron Rev 3 on this channel. One of the prototypes that I received. So stay tuned for that. And you might just be the lucky winner. Unless your name is Zark. Then you are not the lucky winner. You are the extremely lucky winner. Because he has won 2 of my 2 giveaways. I do monthly giveaways on this channel, just once a month. Nothing too big, but I do 2 at a time. So you have a chance to win two PCBs. So far it's just been PCBs, but I'm hoping in the future it'll be something bigger. We'll see. Maybe one day I'll be like giving away couplers or something. One at a time and I win the other. Yeah, Mr. Zark. I'm gonna laugh so hard if you win this month's giveaway. You'd be like, oh my gosh. I didn't lube this as much. Okay. Oh yeah. I always forget to turn on the music. There we go. Keep saying that I'll do this one day, but I need to build a stream deck so I can just press buttons rather than click my mouse. No, I've actually never used QMK to make a macro that opens a program. So that's something I will learn in the process. So I just found out that apparently the next meetup in our community is in Utah next week. Can you believe that? I'm like, oh, I didn't know that Utah had meetups, but I guess our hobby has spread across the entire nation. So next week, Saturday, is going to be a Utah meetup. I wonder how big that community is. I wonder if it's as big as Texas or even Portland. Is anyone on the stream from Utah? You can comment. No one? No one's from Utah. That's okay. But I sure hope that there's a Atlanta meetup this month. I don't think there is though. Reason I ask is I'm gonna be flying to Atlanta for a business trip sometime in August. It would be cool if there just happened to be a meetup and I'd have some excuse to bring keyboards. People say the food there is good, so I am definitely looking forward to that. Things getting serious? Just lubing for now. I'm assuming it's Brian behind there, right? I'm assuming it's Brian manning the Top Clack account. Or I guess is it? No, it would be too late for Jay, huh? Or too early for Jay? Perhaps. Okay. I can hear the American accent in that, so it's definitely not Jay. iPhone Handcroft says, by the way, if any of you are into hacking and security, you probably know the 2600 magazine. They just published an article on mechanical keyboards written by you in their summer issue. Ooh. I will have to look into that. We're just in here talking about how hot UPAS is. So yes, you know, the thing about screen names is, unless it's like a common word like Merlin, everyone knows how to pronounce it. But like something like UPAS, I've seen people like, is it UPAS, UPass, UPass, you know? So many pronunciations. But at the Seattle meetup, I confirmed that it is indeed UPAS. Let me just grab my lube. Your name is fun to hear people try to pronounce. I'm pronouncing it Kasi Fanatuti. The one that really got me was I am you, you are me. Yeah. That one really caught me by surprise. I'm like, oh, I never thought about it that way. I am me, you are you. Okay, there we go. See? I can't even remember it properly. I am me, you are you. I used to pronounce it, Okay, so now that you split it up like that, I can't, like, not see it anymore. I think I used to pronounce it Ayamaru or something. Ayamaru? I thought it was some kind of Japanese name. Kosi Fanny Tutti. Kosi Fanny Tutti. I actually like Kosi Fanny Tutti. Kind of makes it sound cute. There's like so many names in the community that you can't pronounce, or like, you know the names that I hate? I don't like it when people choose like a number in their name, you know, because it's like, okay. Like, for example, 159. Is it 159? 159? Just teasing you, man. Just teasing you. Don't be mad at me. X-Bash001. Like that. What kind of a name is that? Just teasing you, man. People almost always mispronounce mine. Yeah, it's one of those things that it's bound to happen with names. In fact, Merlin, the reason why my screen name is Merlin is because so many people mispronounced my actual name. So I just, over time, I turned into Merlin. And I'm like, that's not a bad screen name, I'll just stick with that. And then I started wearing like this hat, and you know, it just happened. One day I was a wizard. Merlin hates his viewers, confirmed. Oh man. Once these stabs are done, I can get to soldering. And this might be a fun soldering evening, just because I'm playing with foam again. And after my experience with foam last night, I'm a little bit afraid, to be honest. But all for the sake of science. What does a palm board sound like with foam? I might have the first Sirius with foam. Here's the fun fact. Did you guys know that if you take the first word in Dixie Mac and the first word of Mac Merlin together, you come up with Dixie Mac. And if you take the second word of Dixie Mac and the second word of Mac Merlin, put them together, you come up with Mac Merlin. So it is a sponsorship that was written in the stars, destined before either of us were born. Mind blown, yes. I bet you guys didn't know that. Fun fact for the evening. Alright, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's put some stabs in. Where's those screws? There they are. Screws. I guess while I'm talking about Dixie Mac, Dixie Mac is currently running a set. GMK 8008, which I am an incredible fan of it. That is probably the set I personally will be purchasing this month. In addition to GMK Merlin, of course, but that's kind of a given, you know. For example, if QMK standard for QMK mechanical keyboards, well, QMK started off as like quantum mechanical keyboard. Like, QMK is actually the organization, and we have products within that organization. One being what the community uses, QMK firmware. Another product is the configurator and the toolbox. But over time, you know, like, people just have forgotten what QMK actually means and just call it QMK. I think that's a sign of success. GMK Merlin must look great on ultramarine Clippa. I think that's how you pronounce it. Mechanist, if you're watching, I'm sorry if I butchered the names. So I'm not sure if you guys have seen all of the renders that I've posted for GMK Merlin, but one of them is actually a render on a Jane. And I don't know, when I first got those renders, like some of the boards they're rendered on, I'm just like, wow, that looks really nice. Too bad I'll never actually see that because these boards are too expensive. A couple weeks ago, you guys might have caught the stream, but Yuxi of TGR was super kind and generous. Instead of sending me just a PCB to port the TGR Jane into QMK, he sent me an entire TGR Jane. So now I have a TGR Jane. And what's even cooler about that is it's the exact same color that GMK Merlin was rendered on. And when I saw that, I was kind of like, holy crap, that's like totally the board that I wanted. And I'm just like, thank you so much, Yuxi. Like, I don't know if he's seen any of the GMK Merlin renders, but it just, you know, that's just how it happened. So I was like, wow. I think that was pretty awesome of him. So I will build the TGR Jane. I actually don't know when I'll build it. I don't even know what switches I would put on it yet, like maybe Holy Panda. Maybe I'll come up with switches that I'd like to go on it, and I'll have the crowd, you guys actually, you guys just vote again like I did today. How would you go about putting a keyboard into bootloader mode? Do you just use the software like what? Oh, do you just the software like DFU, and does it work the same way if the MCU security bit is set? Put into bootloader mode? In QMK, it's basically you either hold space and B, or you hold the escape button, the very top, or you have a button on the back. Does the Zeal 60 have a button on the back? No. But sometimes boards have a button on the back. And or if you really can't find anything like that, then I would look at the microcontroller, commonly an Atmega32U4, and just short the ground and reset pins manually. That's how I would do it. Like for example, today I had to do a PCB repair for someone, and for the life of me I could not get any of those modes to drop it into bootloader mode. So I actually had to physically short the grounded reset pins, which was a lot harder than I thought. Especially when the microcontroller had very small pins. Cozy says, why do I need to kiss in the QMK? Oh, who do I need to kiss in the QMK organization to get Atmega32 in the drop down in toolbox? Putting out a board soon with Atmega32A would love for users to not have to type Atmega32. Why are you putting a board out with Atmega32A? Are you, I sincerely hope you're not going bootmapper client. Or are you going some kind of through-hole build like the stuff that's been coming out lately? Like the Gingham by Yankar. Through-hole, oh, okay. Ah, I see. I mean like a keyboard that isn't QMK, so you can replace the firmware with QMK. A lot of that functionality may be locked by the vendor or by the manufacturer, so you'd have to reach out to them, to be honest. Stabilizers go on in. Yeah, like I think last year or something, Walker of Walker's Keyboard Science was trying to port the GK61 into QMK, and to do that he needed access to the bootloader, which was locked. So he reached out to the company and was just like, hey, is there any way you can possibly unlock this for me, provide me a tool to do it, blah 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 blah. And the company was like, nope, nope. And I don't blame them, okay? I totally don't blame them. Like, if given that opportunity, a lot of people would try QMK. And unfortunately, to use QMK, like at least the flashing aspect, still requires a high degree of skill. That's evidenced by the number of people asking questions on flashing everywhere you go. And if you're a vendor and you have something that works, you have something that works, it's like, why bother? How are you going to provide customer support? If a customer happens to break their board that way because they tried to flash QMK on it, you as a vendor, are you gonna send them a new product to replace that? Are you gonna send them a PCB? You know, stuff like that. No band-aids. No band-aids. I do not believe in the band-aid mod. I have performed the band-aid mod on a total of 4 boards, and I didn't feel any of them actually made a difference. Do I have a spare key? I do not think the Band-Aid mod is a worthwhile mod. And it makes your PCB sticky too. I like that. Lube, yes. Band-Aid, no, says Kasi Fanatuti. I totally agree. You researched the GK61. It seems that it's a company that makes open source and open hardware keyboards for other companies to brand and sell. And it seems this company actually made the GK61 for the company selling it. Sure. I would honestly reach out to Walker of Walker's Keyboard Science. He may have tried several more times. I don't know. Alright, let's put the foam on and let's give this a shot. Okay, 159 is going to be the first Sirius. The first Sirius with foam. Have to make the foam actually encircle the stabilizers, like so. Perfect. And voila. Oops, wrong way. Let's do it this way. Okay. This will also probably reduce some of the flex. I don't know, maybe I don't know, is one of the features of the Sirius the fact that it has a flexible plate? Is that one of the features? Because if so, I'm probably reducing the effects of that feature, which may or may not be a good thing. Okay. Okay. The thing with dealing with foam, you need to use the roll-down method. Apparently that's what it's called. Basically you solder in one leg, press it in, and then as you're pressing it in, apply the soldering iron once again. Actually, I'm going to do that to another leg, the other side here, just to add more stability. Just I can already tell that I'm doing much better with this plate and this foam than I was last night. And now that I have the soldering iron on, the room's so much hotter. Okay. Do this. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna solder in all of the anchor points. I have to say that Wilbur makes some of the most beautiful PCBs. It's like a work of art here, guys. Okay. Yeah, that makes it feel a lot more stable. I wish someone would share a menu for that clear mask. Oh, yeah, might be a trade secret. Trade secret of Mr. Wilbur. Woo. Yeah. Okay. The first foamed Sirius, guys. while we're talking, what do you guys think would like what key set do you think would work on this? I'm actually gonna put GMK Merlin on this when it's actually here, but for now, I don't know what I'll do. GMK 8008. Yeah. I think it's so hilarious how he came up with that. Though to be honest, I was hoping it would be more of like a Chick-fil-A kind of theme. Just because that guy always eats Chick-fil-A. Like, I think twice a day or something. So this morning, actually, in honor of 2008 coming out, I went to Chick-fil-A and I had one. Being like, hey, this is what Dixie likes to eat, so I'm gonna have one too. Dixie is something else. By the way, does the PCB that comes with the Clippa, does it work with QMK? I have no idea because I didn't know the Clippa came with the PCB. Well, if you guys remember, my wallpaper, I believe, is an M60 GMK Merlin on a white board. So I'm hoping to get something like this look. Something like that look. We'll see. We'll see how things go. GMK Merlin release, but all alphas are wizard hats. Oh boy. Maybe if I become a good enough keyset designer, I'll like start having my logo on every keyset that I do. Who knows? Keep in mind, guys, that GMK Merlin is my freshman set. I've never designed a keyset or ran a group buy for one before, so I'm still very much a newbie. I'm a noob. I may not know what I'm doing. You would sort out your laser engraver into a Merlin keycap. Ooh. That sounds like a good idea. Hey guys, this is turning out really well so far. I'm liking the fact that I can actually solder the switches in, and they actually can sit flush with the PCB, unlike this board in front of me. I think the foam works really well when you have a bendy plate, like a palm one. Makes it so much easier. Also, if your switches can snap into the PCB, yes, that's another big one too. Also, what was the process like for designing your key set? You're thinking of trying to design a cat set. The process was very hectic for me because I didn't really know any of this stuff, you know, like key set. Like, first of all, I'm partially colorblind, so what do I know about colors? You know? Like this is an amazing orange and green set. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I can actually tell that this is blue and yellow, so I'm not like really wacky in that regard, but I am colorblind to some degree. I cannot see like purple very well, which is hence you never actually see me talk about any purple sets, because I don't feel like I can appropriately talk about them. And if you saw me build the Fiel round 3 last month, I believe, it was also purple. And I was pulling up like one of my purple keycaps and I'm like, does this look the same? I think it looks the same. And people on chat were like, no, Merlin, that does not look the same at all. I'm like, well, I can't tell. Yeah, so part of it was just me like playing around with colors using keyboard layout editor, and then approaching people who like wanted to run it. I ended up picking Kono just because I've known those guys for a while. I talked with Hata a lot. I've talked with Andrew several times in the past, and I would ideally like to run a set like. If I'm able to come up with sets, like, there are people in this community who just, like, shoot sets off left and right, you know, but if I happen to be one of those people, I would ideally like to run it through several different vendors, just because I like to work with different people, you know? You need a cool GMK Merlin desk pad. Yeah, for sure. I would love a GMK Merlin desk pad. I do plan on having a Mech Merlin store in the near future. So I'm probably gonna have to buy some GMK Merlins just to stock it up. So basically, this store that I'm envisioning, whenever it comes up, it's basically it's not gonna be like a, oh, you wanna buy switches, go to Mech Merlin. So no, it'll be like, you like Mech Merlin's content? Go check out his store. He's got Mech Merlin branded shirts. He's got a key set. He's got some circuit boards that are, you know, that's like all in the theme of my channel. Oh yeah, so while I'm talking about circuit boards, I was gonna release this at the keyboard meetup, Zeal keyboard meetup, but that didn't work out. But here we go. This is one of the first prototype Mech Merlin circuit boards. It's supposed to work like a badge. It's 3 layers, well, 3 pieces more like it. You've got the main circuit board here, powered by Pro Micro Elite C or Proton C, whatever you choose. All of these are RGB pads, and as you can see, they're all like, those are ginormous pads. If you have trouble surface mounting, this is meant so that you could do it even with a really thick iron. And on top of that, you've got, basically this goes on all like this, and it's got a south facing switch that plugs in like so, and as you press it, click 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 click, the RGB patterns change. Basically it's QMK powered RGB pattern. So a full-blown egomaniacal store, then Merlin branded bubblegum, yes. Merlin branded bubblegum one day. Yeah, we'll see if it happens. I am fairly busy these days, so it's not, I feel like the longer I'm in this hobby, like the more stuff I want to do, but the longer I'm in this hobby, I'm also getting older and just getting more responsibilities in life, at work, everywhere, you know. So hopefully I don't reach a point where I'm just like, I'm so busy and I hate this hobby, I'm just gonna quit and walk away. Hopefully I don't ever reach that point, because this hobby brings me a lot of joy. Teach people RGB matrix, yes. It's very true. I can teach people how to use RGB matrix. Hey Yan, I'm using a Zeal 60 that I bought probably the second time the first time he sold these on Mass Drop. That's how old, that's how long this PCB has been sitting here. Gathering dust, I figured it's time to use it. I am attempting to create the first foamed Sirius, because according to 159, or at least he has never seen anyone put foam in their Sirius. I'm Chromecasting your stream. Thanks for using a compatible codec. Oh, thank you. Top clock doesn't work anymore. Yes, these are MK Ultra phones who I got a chance to meet at the Seattle meetup. But I did not... Okay, I didn't particularly like purposely use a compatible codec. I just used what was available. And if you were to ask me what codec I'm using, I would simply shrug, because I have no clue. But I am glad that it works for you. Yeah, so Yan, I was saying earlier that last night I put foam in my vintage blackboard, and I had such a hard time actually keeping the switches flush. But for some reason on this build, everything's working out just fine. No worries or like anything like that. So I don't know. I'm thinking it's because I've got PCB mount switches that actually clip in, and I have a very flexible plate. Oh my word, what is happening? We got some follows here, we got some dabbers. Oh my gosh, holy crap. Like, what is happening here? Oh my gosh, thank you, Nathan. I'm assuming, whoa, 9:48. Wow, good job, Nathan, for lasting that long. Jeez, Nathan, if you're in here, holy crap, yeah. if you happen to be here, I checked in on your stream 3 times this day, over the span of many hours, and I was like, wow, he's still going. Dang. So good job. Good job, man. I was at a wedding today, but I couldn't be there for a majority of it. He's still going, actually. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. Holy cow, Nathan. Someone make sure that guy is still alive tomorrow. Someone like knock on his door or something. Nathan, you alive, man? What Desmac is there? Hey! You gotta compress the foam while sorry. Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing, and it didn't really work very well here, but it's working very well here. The desk mat is an old Cherry MX desk mat that I bought from Keyclack. J-Chan of Keyclack had it in stock, and I purchased it from him. I'm not sure if he still stocks it or if Keyclack is even still around. Your best bet might be Taobao. What switches are these? These are my creation. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the cheer. These are called buttercreams. Basically, they were spare parts from Mr. Petrov. I went down to visit him a month and a half ago, and he's like, here, take my spare parts. So these are Gateron yellow stems, cream housing, Atelio springs, and they are lubed with, what did I lube them with? Oh, Project Keyboard 205G0. He still has quite a way to go, just under 7 hours or something. Ooh, really? Dang, man. It's a lot of people watching the stream. He pulled off 1,000 subs in one sitting. That is quite a feat. And I would argue that I saw him get up a few times, so it's not one sitting. Dude's got half an hour left. Ooh. I think the last time I checked in on him, he was grabbing food. 98 viewers, holy crap. Well, thanks guys for staying on and watching me solder a Sirius. If Teha Types explains where my bits went, I might be inclined to add a few to his total. Well, Talisman, I don't see you on my leaderboard. You are more than welcome to spread your love in my direction. Especially if you send 36 bits. Oh my gosh, Wilba, thanks for joining in. Does this look familiar? You better say yes. Alright. A wild Wilba sub, just 36 or 36k. Whatever you prefer. But 36k would be nice. Vaguely familiar. This is the one that I bought, Wilba, not the one that you sent me. The one you sent me went into my TX60, and it is one of my favorite boards. Thanks, Talisman. in your dreams. I do not dream in 36K. Okay, so guys, this is the first foamed Sirius, as far as I know. As far as I know, it's the first foamed Sirius. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. I've been soldering just one leg. I can now solder the other halves. Is 159's territory. I'm a guest. What key set is that, Merlin? This key set right here? This is JTK white on black. Was that part where you were complimenting Wilbur and then he show up staged? No, that was not staged. Wilbur doesn't like watching my streams. Yeah, apparently he mini raided. He mini raided me. Okay, I think I have... There we go. But if you like conspiracy theories, please consider MK Ultra Foam, which I am coincidentally using right now. Thanks for the follow! Kasi Fanatuti, thank you for your subscription. Remember to buy GMK Merlin for your thermal. Yes, thank you. Everyone, please consider GMK Merlin. Taeha dumped off his non-performers. Ouch. We do. I love the sound that it makes when it clips in. It's just such on palm. It just sounds more satisfying than when I'm clipping it into aluminum. Not sure if you guys can hear it, but it just... Here. Let me put the switch in closer to the mic. It's like a nicer sounding snap. You don't watch me much because most of the time I'm just hacking QMK. Well, I'm mostly hacking QMK on Tuesdays. Saturdays I'm building, and Sunday nights I'm actually doing whatever, which is actually a combination of QMK and fixing PCBs. But this week, I actually started fixing PCBs this morning. So I don't know what I'll do tomorrow. Maybe I'll just watch a show and have a beer. We'll see. Well, speaking of hacking QMK, Wilba, I sent a PR your way to have you look at it. Time zone challenged. I appreciate you, Wilba, for showing up. Someone has a question. Duncan Yo-Yo, there we go. I have a quick question about QMK. I have a mashup control and I wanted to edit the LED effects. I currently just edited the TMK core, blah blah blah, but I want to know where I could include my own instead of modifying this one. I will have to take a look at the code later because I don't know the files off the top of my head. But maybe after this stream or even tomorrow, because I'll probably be tired after this stream, I will get back to you. Or you can ping me on Discord so I don't forget. My Discord name is MacMerlin, hashtag or pound symbol 2999. Unless they make huge mistakes. I don't make huge mistakes. That's the thing. I'm still fairly proficient when I am tipsy or drunk. In fact, I'm not drinking tonight because I was at a wedding and I've already had my fair share of alcohol today. So I will refrain from drinking too much today. I am not with child. The only children I have are my keyboards. They are close to my heart. But unlike with actual children, I do have favorites. Alright, let's solder this bad boy. Just to be extra sure, I'm still gonna do the leg by leg approach. It's because I don't want to screw anything up. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So you're saying that the warp plate was not indicative of a baby bump? Nope. Even though I snapped it in, just pushing on it a bit more, it snap in further. I was right doing it the leg by leg approach. There we go. I was looking forward to the straw poll to name the logo. Oh my gosh. If I ever have a kid, I am not going to determine their name by straw poll. I'd come up with like the craziest things, like didn't like some state or some government do that Bodie McBoatface thing? Like they had people vote on it and that's the name that they came up with. I forget where that happened. If Jay Keebs was the mother, you could name him ISO. Oh my gosh. McGirlin, the firstborn girl. Yay. I soldered it. That entire top row is soldered. I wonder how well the RGB effect will show. Ooh, still pretty. Still pretty. I like it. Mech Marilyn. Mech Marilyn. My sister's name is actually Marilyn. So it's close. Close. Fairly close. She is definitely not into keyboards. As long as you don't use weight. Oh, really? I'll have to play with that. I don't, like, since I have the prototype Sirius, I don't think my weight is gonna look the same as the actual production unit. Okay. You're putting an ANSI into the one that you're getting. Nice. I'm actually considering buying an ANSI. I actually considered buying one to put it in here, but you know, I have a bunch of PCBs. I figured might as well use what I have. And I really like the Zeal 60. It's probably one of my favorite boards. One of my most high quality boards too. I've bought some pretty crap boards in the past. Like, I think the crappiest one I've ever bought, like the one that gave me the most problems, was the DO60. The DO60 by Doryu Studios, run by a fellow named Senin. Which was pretty disappointing because back in the day, back around 2015 or so, Senin ran a eBay store that I bought many components from, and it was always on time. Everything worked out great. And then when he started doing PCBs, I think just everything went downhill from there. Though his Chewy 60 seems really nice, and I wish I would have had the cash to buy the stainless steel version when it came out. Arm for the win. Well, Talisman, do you think we could make a do you think we could make a PDP-10 keyboard? Yes. Oh my gosh, dude. A PDP-10 keyboard. It probably couldn't run any lighting. I think the computer has one of those. You can use some. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Where would we even find like a microcontroller? Like I suppose we could emulate one somehow or another. Ooh. Someone is making a USB compatible Commodore keyboard. Ooh. You mean vacuum tubes? It's been done. My my former company actually did emulate PDP-10s. As interesting as I think this project would be, I don't know if I'd be violating any non-competes if I were to go and do this on my own. You think the IRS runs PDP-10 emulators for their tax stuff? No way. No way. That can't be true, can it? Holy cow. Well, send it on. Paste it in the chat. And I shall read it later. But that's just... Is that why all of our taxes are so slow? Why our money gets to us so slow? Airlines will run MPE and crusty HPOS. Yeah, I've seen that. Whew. Do not touch a solder joint just after you soldered it, because it'll burn you. Sorry, it's an IBM system. Okay. There we go. Did I solder them all? Yes, I soldered them all. There we go. It pays to be meticulous. To push it while I'm reflowing. Whew. I touched the hot solder joint again. No fun. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Whew. I don't learn my lesson. I keep touching it. all soldered. Looks good. Solder the ends now. Looks like my music ran out again. Beautiful. Yay. How many Deck System 10s that were made did you have accounts on? No, I did not have accounts on any of them because I only worked on the emulated ones. Actually, no, that's not true. There's one that I made an account on when I was just playing around with it. I think it was like my first day on the job. If you right to left, you tend not to burn. What am I, Chinese? Remember when I lived in Taiwan, a lot of things were just like right to left, right to left. Reading everything right to left. There were like some instructions at like grocery stores where it was in English, right? But instead of like, you know, reading it left to right, they put the directions from right to left. So it would be like weird stuff. Alright. Did I do that correct? This guy looks funky. Of course I would miss one. There we go. Okay, and finally, the last row. We can finally put this board together. All right. I'll follow what you say, Ann. Okay. Whew. The final switches. Then I can put this board together. Okay, we're good. We're good, guys. Let's just test it to see if it works. Or rather, there we go. Nice and bright. And these two are two function keys, and there we go. Yay! It works. It works, folks. Time to put it into Sirius. Just toss a few things out here. Okay, can I put it any which way? I think so. Or not. There we go. Oh, I see. It's a little tight with the foam. That's fine. Do you know Elon? Elon? Like Elon Musk? Okay. This is foamed up, so it's a little bit tight, I'll have to say. Do I know Elon? Do I know him? No, I've never... I don't think I've ever met him in person. I only know one person who's ever interacted with him. That's Mr. Petrov, who Elon commented on his tweet about something. Oh really? At a Boring Company Tesla tunnel launch. Cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've never encountered him myself. I don't know if I ever would. Does top plate have metal to screw into? No, it does not. Where the plate screws into, there is no metal. At least not that I saw. But the top part of the case has metal on it. You can see it. I'm not going to screw it in as tightly as I received it because that was a little too much for me. But I'll keep it snug. Snug like a bug. Where is it? There it is. See, look. The prototype has a different plate. I mean, a different weight socket. It has expanding sockets. Ooh, how does that work? Okay. That's interesting. So if you take a look at it, hopefully that catches it. There's a little plug for USB-C right there. And I'm trying to get this to fit properly. Just align it just right. How about where plate attaches? It's kind of a tight fit. It's a pretty tight fit there. It's a really tight fit actually. That is a super tight fit. Try pushing down on the plate to make it flex down. Ooh, okay. Oh, there we go, yeah. That seems to work better, somewhat. If not, just clip the bridge. Yeah, I was thinking of doing that. But that's not gonna look nice. It's gonna look ugly. I don't want it to look ugly. But given this is a prototype, so, you know. I'm pressing down on the plate. And it is pushing the USB port in. Ah, there we go. That seems to do it. Kind of. Kind of. So 159, how close are these to the actual production units? Like I know the weight is going to be different.
Safekeeping.
The internals have a lot of changes. Okay, yeah, I can imagine. What? That's not going in. Ah. I'm wondering if the foam is to blame. Tuck the foam in a little bit. Tucking the foam in. PCB looks like a tight fit. Yeah, it's definitely a tight fit. Like I said, I was experimenting to see if this was even possible, putting foam in while I was having great success soldering it in as compared to my other board in front of me here. I was wondering how far my luck would go. There we go. Well, those are all tight. The port is a lot bigger for production to accommodate for USB Mini and C. Oh, so you're supporting USB Mini as well? Dang, man. It's a lot of boards to support. Foam is very forgiving. You can squish it a lot. It's very forgiving. How much does it weigh? Probably not very much at this point. I don't think so. £2 to £3 built. Well, yours also has a weight, right, Mr. 159? Very tight build with the foam. All right, more plate pushing. Yeah, I think that helped quite a lot actually. Thinking of getting the MK Ultra foam kit for your control. To be honest, I would wait till he has a more consistent batch. I think his last batch of stuff was fairly big, fairly large. So it didn't really... It had some issues, I might say. Do it. A bit thick. I think thicker than expected, even for him. He said something about he didn't QC it properly, which sucks. Yeah, I think I know what I have to do. I need to loosen the plate on that side so I can push it down more. There we go. That's what I need to do. Loosen the plate, push it down. I wonder if I can make the hole a bit bigger without breaking the bridge. Do I have sandpaper or a small blade anywhere? Let me play with the flush cutter. I'm widening it just a tad. Here. Scrape with an X-Acto blade. I don't have an X-Acto blade on me right now. I'm just scraping it with flush cutters. I'm getting a little bit of material off. That seems to widen it just a little bit to be extra safe. Do it a couple more times. Actually, do I have an X-Acto blade over there? Try it out. I do! Sure. Oh yeah, that definitely did the trick. It was a lot easier. Blood everywhere. It would be a very serious stream then, wouldn't it, Yan? I can make it wider. Let's make it wider. I'm shaving palm bits. This is essentially what 159 does to his walls to make these boards. I think one of the first boards that I desoldered must have been like a Wise board. I had so much trouble getting the plate off because I didn't realize that some of the switches had like for like older boards they would bend the switches and then put solder on them. I mean like the switch leg. So I did not realize that. So in one instance I was pulling, and when I pulled it off, the plate nicked my finger, and I bled quite a lot all over that board. Okay, let's see, did that make the USB-C hole big enough? Okay. I think the problem is, even though it's like tall enough now, it's still not wide enough. So I need to actually Alright, as 159 said, you probably don't need to do this for the actual production units, but since this is a prototype, I'm slicing this poor keyboard. Indeed, it's been very bad. It won't let me properly plug in my favorite PCB, so it's going to be cut. Brutal. No, this is not a Brutal, this is a Sirius. Yeah, it's like, it's not a nice ellipse anymore, it's more like an oblong rectangle. Ugh. Oh wow. How many people are gonna actually look at this keyboard and be like, oh, looks like your USB port isn't perfectly elliptical. Gotta shave it perfectly. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Gotta shave and test fit, shave and test fit until it actually fits. That is actually starting to fit better. I need to shave a little more on the left. What did you do? What did you do? Nice. Nice. Keep. $159. How does it feel watching me cut up your baby? It's almost there. It's a proto. Alright. You appreciate the work, 159. Okay, does it fit? If it fits, you must acquit. Still does not quite fit because the angle on the top needs to be remedied. Okay. Whew. Oops. People joining in on the stream must be like, what on earth is he doing to the Sirius? Nothing much, just enlarging the USB hole. Dremel time. No, I'm not gonna go the Dremel route. I am not Kelly. I feel like if I went the Dremel route, I wouldn't be able to be as precise. You know, precision is key when it comes to these things. Do JTK sets still have the inconsistent legends? I am of the opinion that they still do, but as Yan was saying, they are getting better. I feel like, oh, there we go. It fits! It fits! Hooray! I did it. I did it, folks. Needed just some extensive surgery, but it fits. I felt it slide in and I'm like, yeah, there it is. Let me put the blade away. They may be a true competitor against GMK. I don't know, man. GMK is really hard to beat. Let's just say that I had a conversation with GMK while they were here in Seattle. And I got a small glimpse into how much of a perfectionist GMK is. Like, basically, GMK, like, even if GMK made something like a JTK set, just the imperfections alone would make them actually be like, nope, we can't release that. We gotta wait. That's just how much of a perfectionist they are. So like the fact that JTK is just like, oh yeah, there's got some inconsistent legends, sure, that's fine, let's just still release it. That in and of itself makes me like think that JTK might not catch up to GMK. Like, you will always be able to tell. Okay. Looks like my little surgery on the Sirius paid off. Yay. I'm excited. Let's see, what should I put on this? What should I put on this? German craftsmanship. It's not just their craftsmanship, it's like their need for, their strive for perfection. That's like the main reason why GMK doesn't have any grab bags. Like, all of their bad keycaps, they don't recycle them, they destroy them. Right. Let's just make sure that the board still works again before I find some keycaps for it. Let's see. Woo! Woo! Let's do, just be absolutely sure it still works. Reset. Okay, everything works as intended. I can put keycaps on. Is there one dead RGB? Is there? One dead RGB. Not that I see. Oh, the FN key. There we go. I don't know. Oh well. I don't mind too much. Let me just find a keycap set. What should I put on this? Aha! I haven't used this set in a while. Go grab it. It's probably my second favorite DSA set. I'm gonna use DSA. Well, we are going to do alchemy. DSA alchemy. Just because it's like a yellow theme. Yellow stems. Yellow keycaps. Might as well. You guys hear that? Nice clack. Might have to bridge that right stab LED pad. Probably. We'll give it a shot later. But for now, so this is the board that I want GMK Merlin to be on. Look at that ISO key, ISO macro pad needed. Oh my gosh. Are those yellow stems and creams? Yes, they are. I call them... Oh, Brian, these are Mr. Petrov's rejects. I basically visited him and he is like, here, I have some Gateron yellow stems, I have some cream housings, and I have Telio springs. And I'm like, I have lube. Let me make a switch. So I did. I've also got foam under the palm plate. Let me be the first to say that this is the first foamed Sirius in existence. Let it be known. My rejects are like Alias stems, Cherry MX brown stems. Well, yes, Mr. Petrov is a avid collector. Cherry Springs. That backspace is not. There we go. It already sounds really good right now. Would keycaps affect the silentness of silent switches? I think so. Keycaps, casing, plate, spring, lube, all of that contributes to how silent a switch is. Even silent switches. Oh, Mr. Petrov, you're in. These are your buttercreams. Sounds different. Well, next time I'm down there, I'll have to compare this to your Sirius, your black Sirius, or what I like to call your Sirius Black. See what I did there? $159. Can I pay for some kind of weight to put in this? I'd love to put some kind of weight in here. Top Clack, thank you for subbing, Brian. I weigh a lot, put me in. Oh boy. Go in properly, stem. Go in properly, Mr. Stem. No! Come on, go in. There we go. Oh, nope. There we go. How do you get the event list to stay on stream? Oh, Mr. Petrov, thanks for gifting a tier 1 sub to Sophia. And Sophia, congratulations on your tier 1 sub. There goes comma. Period slash shift and FN. Thanks, man. Thanks for joining, CryptoVille. This is the Sirius from Project Keyboard with some spare switches that I had, or a spare concoction of switches. Back from your hammering. What were you hammering? Marathon stream. Yeah, I don't usually do pretty long streams, but today is one of those days. You missed my, I had to shave the keyboard a bit in order to get the USB port to fit. Ooh, okay. Come on, stupid stabilizer. Got one side in. Are you gonna go in? No, you're not. Where won't you go in? There we go. Okay. Just push all the switches in. Right. It's time. It's time to see what this sounds like. Mr. Petrov, this has this has foam in between the plate and the PCB. And compare that to my vintage black aluminum case board. Fully foamed. It's got foam between the plate and PCB, and it's got foam in the case as well. Yeah, doesn't that look great? DSA Alchemy. Alright, let me turn off the music and we can do a typing test. Okay. Vintage blackboard, you can go away for now. We are going to plug Mr. Zeal 60 in. Ooh. Okay. I'm not drinking anything tonight, actually. I was at a wedding earlier today, so I've had my fill of alcohol for the week. I did not put feet in it yet, because the package I was sent did not have feet. Let's do boom. Alright. Okay. Let's just do some warm-ups. For the week. Okay, let's do this, folks. Ay, ay, ay. This is the first foamed Sirius to ever show itself on stream. No. $128. Whew. 128. You guys actually guessed correct. Dang. Super digging the sound. 128, 128, 111. Not bad considering he's at a blood alcohol level. 114. 82. 82? Yeah, Sophia and I have no name 8. You guys guessed correctly. 128 words per minute. My accuracy is lower. 91%. 125 correct words and 8 wrong words. I think I've warmed up enough. Let's see if I can do something similar. Okay, so hold on. It's just a comparison. This is vintage blackboard with an aluminum case, stainless steel plate, completely different than this one. And this guy. Do you like stainless steel plate? I do. I like stiffer plates when it comes to linear switches. So this one's kind of like, I'm like, oh, never had a flexi plate when it comes to linears, but I still like how it feels. This is actually one of the reasons why I wanted to put the foam in it. I felt the foam would stiffen it up, and I think it did. ABS caps on the blackboard, yeah. ABS caps indeed. Alright, let's try that test again, shall we? Let's type again. Maybe I'll hit 128. Maybe I'll be slower. I'll try and aim for accuracy this time. So much for aiming for accuracy. Okay. Let's try that again. Let's try. No! Almost. No! Ah, darn it. 121. Okay. Higher accuracy that time. 96%. Talisman, thank you for gifting a tier 1 sub to Tefram. Tefram, congratulations on your tier 1 sub. Woo! Yan was going to use tactiles in the Sirius because of flex. Yeah, I had the channel vote whether they wanted to put the Holy Jesus Christo tactile switches or the linear buttercreams, and it was an overwhelming vote for the buttercreams. So that's what I did. Yeah, so here we go. Oh man, I have like palm shavings across my desk mat. All this palm. Alright. Well, thank you everyone for sticking with me as I built this board. Here, I'll show it off again, this time with the RGBs. This is a Sirius prototype, fully palm board. Palm plate. It's using a Zeal 60 PCB with my buttercreams, which are Gateron yellows. Gateron yellow, Telio spring in a cream housing, lubed with 205G0, and I had to do some custom shavings on it just to get the USB-C to fit, but other than that, everything worked out fine. What else? VIA compatible because it's Zeal 60. And I think it's a pretty sharp board. I really like it. This is actually the board that I want to put GMK Merlin on, which is coming out this coming Thursday, August 8th. So keep an eye out for that. Last time I shill. But anyway, thanks guys. Thanks for joining along. Let's move on to the ending screen. There we go. Thanks guys for joining on and watching me build this beauty right here. It's definitely one of my favorite boards right now. My next stream should hopefully be tomorrow evening around the same time. Maybe, no promises. But if you guys like what you see here, definitely check that out. And this coming Tuesday, I will be porting another ALF board. So also check that out. Anyway, hope you guys have a good rest of the evening, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.